breaking inputs on cricket as India's squad for tour of Australia has been announced, and Shubman Gill is all set to be appointed as India's new ODI captain, replacing Rohit Sharma, and will lead the side in the 3-match series in Australia. That's the big news we are bringing to you for the upcoming tour to Australia later this month. The development comes today, just ahead of India's squad announcement for the tour of Australia. India is scheduled to play 3 ODIs, followed by 5 T20 internationals as well. And so the Board of Control for Cricket in India, or the BCCI, has now removed Rohit Sharma from ODI captaincy. They are replacing Rohit Sharma with Shubman Gill. Let's quickly go across to Vineet Ramakrishnan, who's joining me with the details. Vineet, so was this expected, especially after Rohit Sharma called the curtains on his test captaincy?
Well, this is a major shift in guard of change for Indian team. And as you questioned, was this expected? This was not expected, but speculations were rife ever since Rohit Sharma relinquished test captaincy and Shubman Gill was elevated as a test captain. So this was something which was coming for sure. But what is interesting here is that both Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, the two names which were pretty much doing the rounds of whether they will make it to the Australia squad or whether this would be the end of their ODI career as well, that has not been the case. While Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are part of the Indian squad for the Australia ODI, Shubman Gill is the captain, and Shreyas Iyer is the vice captain. Pretty much in a way, selectors hinting that they are looking at the future. Remember, the 2027 ODI World Cup will be played in South Africa, Zimbabwe and Namibia. So Agarkar and the selectors looking ahead, building the future for a leadership, trying to give Shubman Gill enough games, enough time to settle down as the ODI captain before the World Cup comes. And this probably is the first step. The Australia series is the first step towards that. And Shubman Gill would be taking over the charge from Rohit Sharma. And this means Shubman Gill is in a formal leadership role across all the 3 formats of the Indian cricket team. He's the test captain, now he's the ODI captain, and he's also the vice captain of the T20I. So clearly the way forward from a leadership point of view from the selectors is very much clear. It is Shubman Gill and Shreyas Iyer as the vice captain.
All right, stay with me, Vineet. I'm also joined in by Shivani at the moment. Let me quickly go across to Shivani as well. Shivani, what explains the snub to Rohit Sharma? Also, why didn't they opt for a split captaincy as was being advocated by India's head coach Gautam Gambhir?
Well, firstly, we wouldn't really want to see this as a snub to Rohit Sharma. I mean, Rohit Sharma is 38. He wasn't going to be around as far as the scheme of things for the ODI World Cup in 2027 is concerned. So a change of guard was expected. Was as expected this soon? Possibly not. I don't think many saw it coming right at this juncture. But, you know, let's not forget that Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli haven't played international cricket for the last 4, 5 months, 6 months since the Champions Trophy. So both Rohit and Virat also understand that, you know, they have to pass on the baton, and this is that exercise that is taking place. It has happened in Test cricket via a nudge also, you know, with these great players announcing their, retirements. But also what is important to note here is that India generally likes to have, you know, the next line of leadership very clear and very defined. That has been a trait that we have seen for the last many years. And in that, it was natural, it was obvious, it was expected at some point of time that Shubman Gill will take over as the ODI captain as well. He is the future of white ball cricket for India as well. The only thing right now is that Sky is continuing to be the T20 captain. Shubman Gill is the vice captain. But given that Sky is also not a part of the younger lot, eventually that leadership will be passed on as well. T20 can generally have a different captain as well, but, you know, in India, we like to have the same captain for Test and for one-day cricket. And given that the World Cup is coming in a couple of years' time, the change of guard was naturally expected. What's also interesting, though, is that Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are still part of the team. They're still finding a space as far as the team is concerned. So, yes, there's a nod on the selectors for that. But leadership has to evolve, and given that, you know, we don't know exactly how long either of these two will continue to play, that leadership had to be passed on. Rohit Sharma has had a stellar career. I think he can say that after a very
Right.
long gap, India won, not just in the World Cup final, but also won the Champions Trophy under him. So he's had a good record. We were short of an ICC title for 10 plus years after Mahendra Singh Dhoni's exit. So in that sense, he has done his part, but the natural progression of the leadership was on the card.
Absolutely. I want to take that point forward with Amir Bhise, who's the editor of News18.com as well. Amir, taking that point forward as far as the natural progression is concerned, because Shubman Gill was also appointed as the captain earlier in the long test format as well. And he's displayed that kind of leadership, especially when he was playing against England in the UK. So your thoughts on this build-up now to the big World Cup in 2027 in Africa?
Yeah, absolutely, Akanksha. I mean, his performance in England clearly has given the selectors and the BCCI tremendous confidence in Shubman Gill as the captain. They are clearly looking forward to the 2027 World Cup, by which time Rohit would have been 40. So they want to kind of give Gill that couple of years to settle into the ODI captaincy, so that India has a great chance when they reach the World Cup. He's also been interestingly named vice captain on the T20 side. India traditionally have always had one captain for all formats, so clearly they are also building up to him taking over as the T20 captain at some point of time in the future as well. So effectively, very soon you may have Shubman Gill as your captain across all three formats for India.
Okay, stay with me. Vineet, is that also what explains why India did not opt for a split captaincy as was being advocated by Gautam Gambhir?
Well, in the split captaincy thing, Ajit Agarkar, the chief selector, was asked this question in the press conference, and he said that it is practically impossible to manage three captains across three formats for the coach and for the selectors as well. So hence the reason why, and also the white ball in test match and ODIs, having one captain pretty much gives you that kind of semblance, that stability in terms of what the captains need. And as Shivani had mentioned earlier, the T20 setup is quite different. So in that sense, split captaincy from the point of view of T20 and the test and ODIs combined is something which would be something which is more viable going forward. But then again, as mentioned earlier, Shubman Gill is the vice captain for the T20I side as well. And by the time 2026 T20 World Cup and Surya Kumar Yadav would be on the other side of the 30. So yeah, he's not getting any younger as well. So you could see Shubman Gill being elevated to that role as well. But it is, as Agarkar mentioned, highly impractical in that sense because of the conflicting schedules, and also three captains means three different approaches for the coach and the captain and the selectors as well.
Shivani, recently pictures of Kohli went viral where he was seen or spotted training in the UK, and that's also sort of revived hopes for 2027. But before we discuss that, what's your assessment in terms of the USP that Virat and Rohit will be bringing now as they make a comeback after 7 months?
Yes, that's an interesting thing to ponder over, Akansha, because while the Indian team has a plethora of young talent that has proven itself via IPL or even the chances that they've got for the Indian side in white ball cricket, we cannot ignore the fact that you do need a little bit of experience as far as, a big team is concerned. So when you're playing against Australia, you wouldn't really want a completely young blood team. Also, again, right now there's not too much clarity whether Virat and Rohit see themselves as part of the 2027 World Cup squad.
Okay.
But it's clear that they feel that they have it in them to play another World Cup. They will, of course, be working to ensure that they are in the fitness of things, because they don't play cricket around the calendar anymore. So there will always be question marks on that. But if you look at this this team for the Australia One-Day Series in India, there is Shubman Gill, there is Shreyas Iyer, Akshar Patel, Rahul, Reddy, Sundar, Kuldeep, Rana, Siraj, Arshdeep, Prasidh, Jurel and Yashwal. So, largely the team is very young. This is not the team that we've been used to seeing, let's say, for the last 10 years. You need some semblance, some core of experience there, which Rohit and Virat will bring, not just with their bat, but also in terms of, decision making and just making sure that the Indian team is on the right track, just match readiness or, the sensibilities during a match. You need this experience. So which is why you cannot just make a wholesome change and completely ignore them. But I think there is also a word from both of these players who have shown their willingness that they are committed to it, and they are willing, to put in the work, the hard yards for the next 2 years to be part of the 2027 World Cup campaign. They both feel clearly that they have one more World Cup under their belt.
All right, I want to quickly bring in Ameya. Ameya, what's your assessment of the team as far as the T20 International in Australia that's going to be? And one of the interesting names that Shivani just now mentioned is that of Shreyas Iyer, who, remember, was missed out in Asia Cup, but he will be joining the ODI squad. So your thoughts?
Shreyas, Akanksha, is a very, very integral part of the ODI team. I mean, he's over the past couple of years consistently performed in ODIs. He's somebody who can give you stability in the middle order, which is very important in ODIs, because unlike T20 cricket, which is you come out and you start hitting from ball one, in ODI cricket you need some bit of consolidation to happen in the middle overs, and Shreyas gives you that stability. So Shreyas is very, very crucial going forward in India's ODI setup, especially looking at the 2027 World Cup. One very interesting point which Shivani just now mentioned, which is basically this is the phase of transition for Indian cricket.
Right.
We saw a similar phase about 10-15 years ago where you had the Tendulkars and the Gangulis and Dravids retiring, and you had a Virat and Rohit come into the picture. Even then, while these guys were in the team, you still had the stalwarts playing in the team. The similar phase is what we are seeing now, where you would have all these youngsters playing while Virat and Rohit would continue to be those stalwarts who kind of pass on the baton to them. So it's an interesting phase for Indian cricket.
It certainly is. We'll have to wait and watch how this shapes up for India as far as the Australia tour is concerned. Many thanks to you, Ameya, Shivani and Vineet, for joining in with those insights. And with that, we're slipping into a quick break. Stay tuned to CNN News 18 as we return with the latest.